What's up, YouTube? Welcome back, Seekers, man. You guys already know what we do on this channel, man. We break down scary and creepy videos, man, from TikTok videos to IG videos to YouTube videos. Anything weird, usual, and unexplained, you can find right here on this channel. Thank you guys, Seekers, man, who's been tapping in with us, man, who's been subbing up to the channel. I appreciate that, man. Like I said, we're seeking the truth, just like you, man. So, check out this video I found for you guys today, man.
No, aliens aren't demons. The only demons that exist are the people walking on this planet. Yeah, those are the evil people that exist in the universe. Human beings. You got good human beings and we got bad human beings. You have good people from other planets and you have bad people from other planets. The only demons that exist are the ones inside your own head. Okay? The only heaven that exists is the heaven inside your own mind. Matter of fact, in the biblical text where it starts talking about gates of heaven, that comes from the Emerald Tablets. And that the gates that are being talked about is actually a stargate. Not any type of gate where you're getting into this golden palace city to live forever. And by the way, in that religion, if you really understand and you really studied it, you'll find out that only a chosen select few people are allowed to get into the inner city. And the rest of the people that still supposedly made it to heaven have to live on the outskirts. They can't really live in because they're not the chosen ones. You see, so religion really promotes segregation. It promotes racism. It promotes divide and conquer. And that's why religious people will kill you. A religious person will kill you. A political person will kill you. They will kill you for their ideology. If you walk up to a person heavy in religion or heavy in politics and you oppose what they believe, they will physically want to attack you. They will try to kill you. That's a fact.
Seekers, what do you guys think about that, man? And some of the stuff you probably said was true. I mean, if you don't agree with a person, I guess on their viewpoints and stuff like that, it could turn into like a heated argument. It could try to freaking attack you, man. But and he said aliens don't freaking exist. He said the only demons are the demons on this planet, which are human beings capable of great evil, man. So I agree with him on that, bro. Open our minds together, bro.
But really, at this point in 2024, are any of us even shocked? No, like legit, are you even shocked that we've been lied to? Again, and again, and again, and again? Like, I'd be more shocked if we were told the truth about something for once. Get out your parlay cards, folks!
I got debunked.
Who had the 49ers and Baltimore Ravens for Super Bowl 2024? Apparently the NFL did. Oopsie. This aired on Thursday, January 18th. January 18th. When the Super Bowl announced proudly Reba McEntire, Usher, and Post Malone will be doing the halftime show at the 49ers and Baltimore Ravens Super Bowl on February 11th, yo. Oopsie poopsie, NFL. Someone screwed up. Well, somebody kind of screwed up by putting Reba McEntire, Usher, and Post Malone together, because, I mean, what? Huh? But beyond that, I think we can see the much larger oops up, because it's right there in front of our faces. At this point, nothing is real. At this point, this entire world is a lie. And at this point, I am pretty much certain that any contest, sports match, and even award show is rigged. All of it lies. That's why I don't even watch the Grammys, the Oscars, none of that anymore. But this one cuts deep. You see, MT's not super big into sports, but Uncle Mike and I do like to do our playoff games, our little parlay cards. And Auntie Colette is pretty good at these. No, legit, I'm really good at those. But I'm not good at those, like, tell you who's going to be playing in the Super Bowl before all of the... Before all of the final playoff games are done. Wow, this is honestly criminal. And all of those players, I mean actors, might just very well and obviously already know the outcome of all of these games. So congratulations in advance to the 49ers and Baltimore, because apparently you're going to the Super Bowl. Which is awkward because Baltimore is playing right now. And it's a nail biter, let me tell you. This is why we have trust issues, people. This is why we cannot have nice things.
I mean, half that prediction was right. The freaking the 49ers, man. And you think how bad it would get beat in the freaking first half, and then they just like they completely hit that switch, and the second half was all theirs, man. So hey, who knows, man? The NFL could be scripted, bro. That's just freaking insane, man. One of those predictions was right, how that they said the 49ers was in the Super Bowl, bro. So how did they know that?
Feet thing. If you guys didn't know, the 6 feet away from each other is the distance of your aura between another person. And they actually made that number up in 1894. 1894, they actually made that number up. But when a person is within 6 feet of another person, their auras actually merge together and their energy becomes as one. You become united. You become strong. So if you tell people to stay away from one another, 6 feet from each other, guess what? You become divided, and you become isolated, and you become scared of being next to each other. But when you're next to each other, 6 feet, all of a sudden, your auras message together. And this was shown in the book Infinite Mind, and it's a great book that talks about how your aura picks up on everything before your brain and central nervous system even.
Interesting. So you're saying that 6 feet in 2020, man, they didn't want our auras, guess, meshing together. They didn't want us to be connected. They wanted us separated and apart so it could be more divided. What do you think about that, Seekers? Maybe there's more to the 6 feet rule than we thought.
Alright guys, we're pretty sure we're onto a pretty big conspiracy theory here, so stay tuned. We'll show you what's going on here. And we are currently in a place that has this logo on there. As you can see, we're in that place.
Target?
They're putting a new thing in. What's this little guy? Now we're not. We need to be a bit quiet here, don't we?
Right, yeah. We're not sure if they're changing from one to the other. I did hear a rumor that this particular shop that we currently are in are going to be stocking that Anko brand, which belongs to the other shop. But I don't know, I just can't. I think it's really odd that they've got one label on one bit in a different shop.
Very interesting. 2024 is going to be very.
What was that? Maybe the stores are changing brands or something like that? But it was like Kmart and Target. They may become one big brand. First time I ever heard about that, them merging brands together. Something I gotta keep an eye on.
Time is a very strange concept to get your head around because it exists and yet it doesn't exist. Well, we were born, that's my beginning, and I'm 83 years old now, and I've come a long ways down this timeline, and I don't know how much more time I have till my time runs out. So it's a linear concept of time. But in quantum mechanics, physics, there's no time and there's no space, because there's only the zero flux, the present moment, which is everything. Now that's a hard thing to get your mind around. Problematically, we spend most of our time in the past and project into the future, and we spend very little time in the present. And the present was given to us, and that's why it's called the present. We should spend more time in the present, but we don't. And it's so odd when you realize that.
There's some truth there, bro. Always gotta be in the present, man.
Can somebody explain to me how NASA can get data from 4 billion miles away, but I keep losing my Wi-Fi signal in the kitchen? Make it make sense.
Also another true statement that happened to me a couple of times.
Well, first of all, we have to acknowledge that we are slaves. American people hate that. They hate when you say that because they have been told their whole lives that we are the freest country in the world. We are not the freest country in the world. We're actually the only country in the world that is asked to go to work, then pay most of our money back to the government when you add it all up. Some of you might be saying, oh, well, I only pay 30%. No, you don't. Add up all the other tax you pay. What's that add up to? That's the actual percentage you tax. For almost all of us, that's over 50% if you pay tax. We have to acknowledge that if we live to work, who provide most of our money back to the government, we have to acknowledge that we are legitimately slaves to the government. We exist to fund the government, okay? That is not free.
You was spitting there, bro. I didn't even think about it like that, man. See, when I said I watch these videos with you guys, bro, always open my mind. So he said how as people are like slaves to the system, I guess. And man, they go to work, you gotta pay all those taxes and stuff, and it's like a cycle, do it over and over again, man. And just try to break out of that loop, bro. So working people, bro, are slaves in America? I don't know how people gonna feel about that.
So the Supreme Court's about to rule on whether or not they can throw you in prison for being homeless and sleeping on the street.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in a country where slavery is still legal, as long as it's for the punishment of a crime, and in a country where the cost of housing has, over doubled in the last year, so it's getting too expensive for you to be able to afford a house. And the Supreme Court's probably about to say that they can throw you in prison for an undetermined amount of time for not having a house, and then they can use you for slave labor once you're in the prison for not having a house. Anybody else starting to think that this whole thing is just starting to be a system to throw you in prison and turn you into a forced labor machine until you die? Because it kind of seems like where the whole thing's going, doesn't it?
I didn't even know they can even do that, man. They can really throw you in jail for being homeless? That's wrong, bro. That doesn't even make any sense, man. I'm sure some of these people are not like choosing to be homeless. Like, who would choose that? Yeah, hey, I want to be freaking homeless, bro. Like, and they could just throw you in jail, make you part of that labor system. You gotta wake up, seekers, man.
I'm not a flat earther or a globe earther, but if you force me to pick one, I'd pick flat earth for the following reasons. For one, we might have a credible scientific explanation for the firmament. And if you click on this comment and watch the original video, you'll see what I mean. But to make a long story short, the ozone layer is comprised of O3. O3 freezes into a solid at 420 degrees below Fahrenheit. Outer space, and flat earthers don't give me a hard time about that term. It's outer space. It's space out there. It's the best term we have. The temperature of outer space is negative 450 degrees Fahrenheit, making it colder than the freezing point of oxygen. Therefore, it's highly possible that that oxygen is freezing up there into a glass-like substance. When oxygen freezes, it turns a light blue. Now, if oxygen is freezing at the top layer that touches space, right below that, it would be liquid oxygen, which would, of course, explain the waters above. So how would solid and liquid oxygen stay all the way up there? Well, as soon as it got warm, it turned into a gas, and then it just flowed up there. And then it get cold again and turn into water and ice. Here's where it gets really interesting. A lot of people will tell you that the rainbow is shaped like a bow because each individual water drop is circular. That's an absolute BS lie. The water provides a screen. The rainbow is always there. We just can't see it all the time. When the rainfall happens, then we see the rainbow. So the rainbow is always a bow. And why? Because the light that is emitted from the prism reflects the shape of the prism, because we live under a convex dome prism. Now, if you subscribe to the idea that the ice wall is all around the outside edges of the Earth, again, it would explain it connecting to the frozen firmament. When we get to the edge, we get to the coldest place, out in outer space. And why is it so cold? Well, people need to understand what energy, temperature, and time actually is. There's lots of people saying that you can't have temperature without matter. That's absolutely untrue. You just can't measure it without matter. But mark my words, if you stuck your hand outside into space, it would freeze. So why does this happen? Because there's nothing energetic happening out there. Therefore, all the energy from your hand would leave and go out into space to try to equalize, right? Because nature, matter, tends to try to find equilibrium in energy, in states of matter, etc., etc. Heat is directly correlated to energy. When something is energized, it heats up, right? So when you heat up a molecule, everything gets faster in there and it starts vibrating, right? That's energy. It requires energy for the molecule to vibrate. And the faster it vibrates, the more temperature it has, the more heat it has. So if you go out where there's no energy in outer space, which is very limited because all we're getting is the radiating energy from the sun, no convection, no conduction, matter is going to get frozen into its solid state very quickly, no matter what the matter is. All matter freezes into a solid state at 0 degrees Kelvin. Outer space is 5 degrees Kelvin. You only need 5 more degrees to be at absolute zero. And what happens at absolute zero? Time stops. Literally. Time doesn't exist. Because what is time? Well, time is a construct created by human beings. And we use measurement devices to measure time. But those measurement devices need to be energized, whether it's hands on a clock or the rotation of electrons on a cesium atom. That requires energy to keep it into a cyclic state. It requires that energy. If there's no energy, if there's no temperature, then time doesn't pass. Interestingly enough, heaven is thought to be a timeless place. Well, technically, if heaven is outside of this firmament plane that we exist on, that it is in fact timeless if it gets to that place where there's no temperature. And for all the haters and trolls that are going to come into the comments and try to make fun of people that are interested in this theory, or people who try to speculate on it and ask more questions, if you just come and say, oh, you're dumb, but then don't explain yourself, understand that you're the one that looks like you're dumb. Looks like you're just trying to be the bully that doesn't understand something, like we're in grade school. I'm not saying I'm entirely right about all this, but these are some interesting ideas to play with, especially since most scientists up at the top lie to us all the time. We don't know who to trust, so we're speculating based on logic. So if you're interested in having a healthy conversation with another human being, ask some questions, have conversations in the comments. And if you're going to be a jerk and a bully because you can't wrap your head around these ideas, we're just going to block you.
What do you guys think, man, about the firmament, bro? He was explaining some interesting thing, especially about like time and energy, and how I guess time doesn't exist because up there, because he said you need energy. So it's kind of like making sense. I was piecing it together, man, as it was going, but I wanted to hear you guys' thoughts down below on that, Seekers.
Ever wondered why all of the ancients used to hold canes? The earth is electromagnetic. The canes they used were made out of wood and metal because it conducts electricity and allows them to be grounded to the earth. Modern day canes have rubber bottoms, just like our shoes have rubber bottoms. This was done on purpose to keep us from being grounded from the earth. Grounding reduces inflammation and charges the electromagnetic field of the body. The ancients understood that the body is an electrical machine. This is why these 2,000-year-old shoes have metal plates on the bottom. Every single cell, every single organ has its own electromagnetic field. Our spirit is our spiraling energy field. Putting on the armor of God in the Bible means to have a strong electromagnetic field.
Somebody made a video a while ago about how snow is different. It isn't falling in like snowflakes.
It's like rice.
Yeah, for the most part it isn't. Can't honestly have ever seen stick snow before.
Neither have I.
Real snow aficionado, but I've never seen that.
Whoa. They look like little freaking grains of rice, man. I've seen like hail and other types of snow before, but I've never seen it that like freaking concise, bro. What the hell was that? Was that snow? Could have been something else. Gotta ask these questions, Seekers, man. You're seeking the truth out here.
Do you think that we might just be a simulation of something else?
I wish I had a good argument against that, and I do not. Just start with a real universe. You say, I'm going to program a universe in your computer and give the life forms in there the belief that they have free will. Then those life forms create a universe within their computer, allowing their life forms to think they have free will. And it's computers all the way down. Now you close your eyes and throw a dart. Which of all of these universes are you most likely to hit? Because only one of them is real, and all the rest are simulations. Just the statistics of that tell us we are probably in a simulation. And further evidence for this is some brilliant alien in his parents' basement is programming us, and anytime tranquility descends upon the earth, something comes in to ruin the whole thing. And I think they program that in just to keep them entertained. They'll throw in Brexit, they'll throw in wars, just weird stuff just so that they can watch and be entertained while they eat popcorn. I was told once that anytime peace does break out, it's because they were called for dinner from their parents. They just left it right.
See how they were speaking, laughing about it in the background, but there could be some kind of truth to that, man. He's just imagine, he said we're in a simulation, and they, like I said, they just throwing stuff at us when it's like peace and tranquility just because they're bored. We could be in a sim right now, bro. We would never know.
Narrative or the classic story isn't what it is. All right, how they said tall green men, big heads, big eyes, blah blah blah. Same thing they say about the pyramids, right? They want to take everything away from the original people that create them.
Cities freaking, I guess, going around the freaking earth and stuff like that people are just oblivious to. He said it was the Battle of LA. He said they were shooting or something, man. What's so funny is there's actually like a movie called The Battle of LA where I guess like they're fighting aliens in like Los Angeles. So are they freaking connected? Is there a connection there? Man, bro. Never would have thought about that, man, because I've seen that movie a couple of times, bro. Whew.
We're taught in school, at least I was, maybe you had a fortune that you didn't get as miseducated as they made me, where I had to turn around and relearn everything that they taught me the wrong way in order to go the right way. The pituitary gland, they say, is your master gland. It controls all the functions in your body. I say nothing could be further from the truth. Your minor gland would be your pituitary gland. Your basic gland is your pineal gland. Some people call it pineal. I understand it's pine cone shape, called pineal gland. The pineal gland is the gland that produces melanin. And wherever you have melanin in your body, you're going to function differently than a person with little or none. And the grade of your melanin will help you to do things that other people can't. And when you're beginning to function with your melanin, then you can begin to adapt to magnetic fields. Here's broken down. I'm giving it to you a different way now. Magnetic fields, electrical fields, and orgone fields. Without that, you cannot adapt to all three. You may adapt to one, the lowest of all, electrical fields. Our problem here nowadays is elves. I'm not talking about the one in the hollow earth. I'm not talking about the one in the fairy tales, because elves, not elves, are killing you. Elves is extra low frequency, which is electrical propagations, the electrical energy. That is what short circuits you. That's what's causing you to AIDS. That's what's causing your cells to AIDS. That is our biggest problem here. And they're putting up more and more towers everywhere. And the more towers go up, the more it's going to short circuit anybody with the active pineal gland. And it's only going to be melanated people that can get through this. And even they now are being attacked with the shots and AIDS and all these other things, which we will also get into too.
Pleiadian extraterrestrial race is almost as human as us in appearance. They look exactly like a human. They are hundreds of thousands of years ahead of us, technology and spiritually. And majority of them are here to help humanity. Like I always say, there's good and bad within all things. There is some bad Pleiadians that have been helping the reptilian race control us, but for the most part, they are good, and they're trying to help humanity on our ascension journey. They are telepathic. They don't talk through their mouth. It's like most alien races that don't be talking with a mouth. And there's a lot of people all around the world that originate from the Pleiadian race. My fiance is from the Pleiadian race. She's a starseed. And it's funny, when I first met my partner, I would always joke about, her being a Pleiadian, because she looks exactly what they describe them to look like. Blonde hair, fair skin, blue as fuck eyes. And recently she found out she's a Pleiadian starseed, so I wasn't wrong. I know one when I see one. But the Pleiadians, they can range up from 6 foot to 7 foot tall, very slim, slender. If you walk past the Pleiadian, and some people probably have, because they can pass for being a human. They look exactly like a Nordic, Scandinavian kind of vibe to them. And that's about it. They have their face is human-like. and they've been helping humanity for a long ass time, majority of them. And soon, they're probably going to start revealing themselves. So yeah, they are here to help humanity. There's some that is helping the reptilian race. There's good and bad within all beings. Us humans, look, there's good and bad. You know, everything has good and bad to it, light and dark.
Damn, so they said the Palladians actually said they're here to help. But he said, you know, like he said, there's some good, some bad, bro. Talking about the reptilian race, man. How they trying to take us over. Trying to control us, man. You gotta be aware, guys. Gotta be aware, bro. I saw that he was in front of the car, bro. As soon as he went past, he was gone. And they said that car hit him, bro. Some weird crap going on there, bro. You gotta look deep into that.
I believe that this thing is watching us.
What civilization was 6,000 years ago?
Sumerian.
The Sumerians.
Sumerians. Homo sapien shows up all of a sudden out of nowhere.
Right.
And then within a short period of time, you know, obtains and learns all this knowledge. According to the Book of Enoch, which is one of the apocryphal books left out of the Bible, but he's important because he's mentioned in the Bible. Enoch, the Book of Enoch. These beings came from heaven to earth, and then they have names. They taught human beings how to technology, how to make weapons, how to even make beer and all this other crazy stuff. And then they took Enoch on a trip to the Earth's atmosphere and beyond, and he saw the Earth and the shape of the planet as a sphere, and how he saw that he was living on a giant ball, and then brought him back. Yeah, this is all in the Book of Enoch. The only Bible that has the Book of Enoch in it is the Ethiopian Bible. It's the only Bible in the world that actually incorporated the Book of Enoch into their canonized text. The rest of the Bibles omitted the Book of Enoch. Now we can go back a little further as of recent, because we go back to Tepe and Derinkuyu in Turkey. We know now 13,000. These are the Atlantean Wars that everybody's trying to figure out what happened. It's in the Book of Deuteronomy in the Bible. So all the wars are right there.
But you say a lot of this was omitted from the Bible.
They talked about us becoming a threat in the Sumerian tablets. In the myth of Adapa, they talked about it. They talked about it in the Atrahasis epic. They talked about it in the Epic of Gilgamesh. All these tablets, they talk about us potentially rising up and even superseding them. This is an ancient tablets. And it all comes together like, wow, what is going on here? So I think it's watching us, and I believe that it's using quantum entanglement to transmit everything in real time, what's going on Earth, back to home base at Boetis. And that this could be the gravity civilization that we're talking about.
You guys think about that, man. Spend some information. Very interesting information, man. Some information I'm about to freaking check up on, bro. Gotta dive deep into that one.
I found a way where we can heal instantly anything, absolutely anything, any disease, any illness, everything.
Whoa.
I have them coming with every illness you could possibly think of. I see miracles every day in my office. And they wanted me to teach this method so everybody would know the importance of how you could use your mind. You have no idea how important, how powerful your mind is. You are a great and powerful creature. You should never ever be sick. No aches, no pains, nothing. Because the body is a miraculous machine that's been created and perfected to take care of itself and heal itself if we don't interfere. So that's what I'm trying to show people. If you have an illness or something, you have done it yourself. You make yourself sick. And some of my clients say, what do you mean I don't want to be sick? But if the mind is that powerful that you can make yourself sick, it's also powerful enough to heal you. To find out, why did I do this to myself? And that's what I teach in my technique, is how to find this. And I've been perfecting this technique now for 45 years. And I'm teaching it everywhere, all over the world. We have thousands of students now in every country you can imagine. They're all learning it because it's fast, it's quick, and extremely effective. That's why I'm going to be here this next week. We're having one of the biggest classes I've ever had is going to be this week. Well, level 2 starts tomorrow, but then we have level 1. We've got about 120 people in that class. The largest one before that was one in Australia when I had over 90 something. And I have doctors, psychiatrists, all kinds of medical personnel are taking the classes and incorporating this into their practice.
Everywhere.
You see, I've come a long way since the 60s. But that's the idea, is to show people you're more than just a physical body. You have such wonderful capabilities. And now is the time to bring all of this back and to show other people how we can do it ourselves, how you can use the power of your mind. So it's no longer a pipe dream, it is really happening. But they have told me many times through my clients, you find your passion. You find what you're really supposed to do, what you're here for. You don't get sick and you don't age, because you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And you're happy doing it. So that's probably why they said, I found what our mission is after raising a family and doing all this other thing. That's why I said I've had several lives in one. You know, my husband was in a wheelchair for 25 years after he was almost killed in the Navy and his body was crushed. We had to get all that behind us and raising a big family before the universe said, now it's time to step into this role.
That's interesting. She said we can heal anything, like any illness, any sickness, man, with just our minds, man. But what she kind of, it does make sense, bro. I guess sometimes think you're sick, bro, or your mind, you put your mind, you're so sick, man, that can actually, like, I've heard, like, if that can actually make you sick if you even think about it like that. So kind of will make sense that your mind could have that opposite effect. If you're saying you're sick, it would, like, kind of make your body better, bro. I gotta find out about what her technique is, man. We all should learn that, bro.
There's going to be some major new changes coming to the new Earth, particularly emotional currency. Now, what is emotional currency? Obviously, we have financial currency. Everyone needs money. Everyone wants someone with money, or everyone wants to have a lot of money. The biggest change in those who are really becoming awake and aware, they are realizing they want to be in a relationship or be around people who match their frequency, their emotions, and their feeling. Give an example. My wife and I have other girlfriends within our relationship. I'm finding it's very interesting that there's a lot of people that actually kind of want this lifestyle. And I believe there's a few draws to it. The fact that it is fun, it's your one and only life, and you want to experience as much as possible, but also within it, you want to grow as a human being. You don't want to be the same emotion, be the same as everyone else. And what do I mean by this is most people live their life through jealousy. I truly believe most people will never accomplish what they are meant to because of that alone. If you say you're on the pedestal, if you truly value yourself above anyone else and you think you are the best of the best and you're actually living the life that you want to the fullest, you have to feel that you are on the pedestal. You have to feel that you are the demigod. You have to be royalty. And by doing that, you wouldn't be jealous of anyone else. Again, that being said, I believe the new Earth, everyone is going to be looking for emotional currency. I mean, at the end of the day, that is one of the first tenets to being a divine masculine, is to having control over your emotions, not being quick to anger, not being jealous, not being insecure, being a rock.
Emotional currency. First time I ever heard about that. So instead of it, you said using money, man, people don't want to pay with their emotions, bro. Try to feel something else. Try to feel different, bro. Some points in this video, man. YouTube, that's it, man, for this video for you guys today, man. Like I said, if you guys stay with me to the end, you're a true seeker, man, a seeker of the truth, man. So I appreciate that. Make sure you guys subscribe, hit that like button, man. Also hit that post notification bell so you guys never miss an upload, guys. Tell me, man, I've been kind of toying with this idea of maybe doing daily uploads in February. I mean, it's if you guys want it, man. I don't want to overflood you guys, but tell me down below, man, would you guys mind daily uploads in February, bro? I won't mind doing it, man. It would be a challenge, but I think I can do it. I'm out. Peace, YouTube.